Hello and welcome to a Geeks of Mucklebee, a Marvelous podcast. So this is where we discuss everything to do with Marvel, and this week we are discussing the TV shows. Woohoo! How are you, my love Les?
Good, thank you.
I am feeling good.
Awesome. Let me bring up there we go. So just already there was a comment waiting from the comeback I've been waiting for. I can't wait from Stefan. Stefan's actually here, bless him. He's got, oh my God, I'm freaking out. I'm really happy my friends have returned. Hey, Stefan, how are you, my friend? We are discussing the Marvel TV show. So let me add that to the stage. Little Giant. We've got here Little Giant. Oh my God, it's been so long. Hello there. How are you?
Hello.
So, guys, Marvel. Remember, Stefan said here, remember me from a long time ago. Of course we do. Yes, we do. We do. The Gotham needs me. I just seen your strapline now. So
controversial for a Marvel stream.
No. It's not just. I know we call it a Marvelous, but it can be all comic because we like everything.
Oh no,
I know. But that is a good thing for us to point out.
You've got a Mandalorian one, Rez.
Yep.
Where are you with the MCU, guys?
I have watched pretty much everything besides Secret Invasion.
Yes.
Okay. Really, you've not seen this one?
Yeah,
no.
I also haven't
I
seen.
think I watched.
What is it? Curse of the dude that turns into a werewolf.
Curse of the the horror one.
Yeah, I was about to say Curse of the Were-Rabbit, but that's not.
It's not Curse of the Were-Rabbit. I know the one you mean. It was like that black and white one.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be very good.
Okay.
So I didn't watch it.
Haven't seen
Werewolf by Night. Thank you,
Werewolf
Stefan.
by Night.
Sorry, Rose, gone.
I've watched like the first episode of Secret Invasion, but I didn't continue with it.
Okay. So, but not only okay, so that's your viewing. That's kind of where you are with that. But where are you in terms of yay or meh or no?
In terms of Marvel,
Recently,
everything up to Endgame was like yes.
Oh yeah.
And
everything.
Most.
Yeah, pretty
everything.
Yeah.
Compared to what we've had recently, it feels like yes, everything.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Post Endgame, it was limited to the Loki season,
right?
Seasons, the Spider-Man movie, and the Doctor Strange movie.
Okay. We've got. I'll keep firing things up. Can you both have you got comments up on your screen, guys?
Yes.
So you can. So if you see one you want to stick up, just stick it up. So Stefan say, will things be better with Kang and Secret Wars?
Well, we might not even be getting Kang anymore, and that's annoying.
Unless they recast, yeah.
Yeah, I hope they do because Kang could be a good villain. Because for me, Thanos massively raised the bar as like a villain because he was so good.
But then I liked Hela. I liked Hela as a villain as well. I'm a bit.
It was a shame she was a one movie villain.
Yeah, I think sometimes Marvel. There's a lot of narrative to be had to effectively create a hero within one movie. It's possible, of course. They used to do it all the time. But to create a villain that you actually get, sometimes I wish they have a bit more of an arc rather than being so disposable. Yeah. But Secret Invasion. Oh, we have got. Sorry if I write too much. I will slow it down. No, do not even worry about that. The man is here. Hello, Corpse. Hello. How are you? And family dinner just finished. So on to the Geeks. Well, thank you.
Sounds good.
Coming along. So Secret Invasion was Nick Fury, Skrulls, all of that sort of stuff.
I know what it was about. It was just a bit apparently slow, lacking in quality.
It really was. I
didn't find it gripping enough to get onto the next episode.
Didn't you really? I watched it all the way through,
Mm-hmm.
and the Super Scrolls and all the rest of it. Yeah, I didn't vibe with it that well.
Did it let on anything that was like crucial? Or did it go anywhere?
Emilia Clarke ending up. Are you okay for spoilers?
Mm-hmm.
So there are going to be spoilers. Anybody? Emilia Clarke ending up as the Super Skrull with a complete Deadpool of like a pool of abilities, where they've been taking abilities from different heroes to infuse them, and how certain characters were Skrulls. It was just not as good as the comics, really. We have Sasha in. Hi, Sasha. How are you, buddy? I hope you're keeping well. Stefan once said Ant-Man 3. Yeah, I think that's on the out, isn't it? The conflict in Secret Invasion felt forced, too fast-paced, too small scale, and too unrealistic. I think that's a big issue with it. Felt low rent, if you know what I mean by that term. So bring on the spoilers. And Uncle's Deadpool, I'm looking forward to, but we'll get there eventually.
Oh yeah, Deadpool will be great.
But Ant-Man 3 is out. I didn't actually think it was that bad.
It wasn't one of the worst.
I just thought
it wasn't up to the standard of the first two.
Ant-Man 4's been cancelled. Yeah.
I just thought it was a little bit weird with MODOK.
Yeah,
that was weird, wasn't it?
That was.
I don't know why, because I know what he looks like in the comics, and there wasn't really another way for them to portray him. I just felt like it was a bit weird to watch.
Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't really like that it was Darren.
Aesthetically, it looks weird, didn't it?
MODOK's real name should not be Darren.
Weren't they planning an Ant-Man? Yeah, no, Ant-Man has been shelved apparently because they're trying to look for certain home runs. So okay, so Secret Invasion, you guys, right? Yeah. Okay, so the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. How did we feel on this one?
I liked seeing the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I've recently watched all the Captain America trilogy,
right,
and the Avengers. I do really like both of those characters. It's just, and I don't have any problem with the Falcon taking on the mantle of Captain America because I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
no,
it's just, I wanted him to, like, when you see Captain America taking on like the Skrull, the Red Skull, the Falcon couldn't do that because the strength of the Red Skull would just crush him.
Right. So this is kind of where I was. I had two things with this show. I love the interaction between Bucky and the Falcon.
Yeah,
loved it. Loved it. Andrew Mackie's a great actor. I love the introduction of the older guy that they had practiced the secret serum on, the soldier serum on. Do you remember the old black guy that was in it? I thought he was really good. I thought there was going to be something where the Falcon got injured and they might have used the blood of that guy on
as like a serum.
And so that's how he gets us, because for me, he's going up against people that are super powered, and ultimately he's just a man. And so any punch, it's like Cap hitting any of us. It doesn't matter how well we're trained we are. It's gonna put us to sleep.
If he didn't pull his punches, he could one punch knock out.
Absolutely. And then it's kind of like with the Falcon as well. A normal person coming into a landing, or just stuff. We've got multiple bodies. You're gonna pop a knee or something. That was so. There's the power thing for me. That is kind of like it needs something. I don't know. But I found the flag smashers biblically annoying.
The Corporal's just said. Falcon and the Winter Soldier I like, but the villains I even forgot their names. Flag smashers sucked.
They were rushed in and they were rushed out, and it just wasn't a very detailed, or it wasn't good enough to keep up with the rest of the show.
They could have come up with a better name as well, I think. I mean, Flag
No.
Smashers.
Oh, see, okay. I thought you meant for the show. So Little Giant's got here Falcon and the Winter Soldier in my top 3. Little Giant, let us know what you loved, because we're not here just to poo-poo stuff. Let us know what you love. I love seeing Sam train.
Yeah, that was cool.
That struggling with the mantle of being Captain America, how he kind of felt he gave it up because there was like this corporate shift, maybe a narrative of not wanting a black man to be a Captain America and all of the rest of it, and some of the realities that would actually be in our society, you know. So there were interesting dynamics there, and I loved how him and Bucky were with each other.
Yeah, how Bucky, he like felt he was disrespecting Captain America's legacy.
Yeah,
he was like, he gave that shield to you.
Yeah.
And
yes, he was completely like, you know, I don't get why you've done that, and I liked that. I liked that, and I'm glad that it was kind of, because it would need to. Stefan says, well, there could still be a real MODOK out there and could be able to appear again. Yeah, absolutely. It could be that's just a version of. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Sort of done what they done with, was it Trevor Slattery or something like that, who was the mandolin, and he wasn't the real.
Yeah.
And then the real one came along in Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Gosh, plucking them guys. I haven't watched some of these things in such a long time. Guys, do you have the ability to bring up comments?
No.
You can't. So if you click on the comments, you can see on the right hand side of the screen. There's got
No, we can't do that.
Okay. I wonder what I've got to do for that then. I like the villains, as you just said, though it had to do with the COVID cause, and the original plot would have been about a viral outbreak. Well, that might make a little bit more. Maybe that's why it got compromised.
Right.
Because they were all becoming a bit super powered as well, wasn't they? They was getting serums and everything.
Yeah, they had serums that just didn't make them buff like Captain America, which I thought was a positive side effect.
And they cancelled the plotline due to COVID. I see. I know this is off topic. Do you like James Bond? Yes, we do.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was in quite a good place, but there was just a few.
It had a lot of good elements, but there was some key areas where it was lacking.
Okay. Okay. She-Hulk. Where are we with She-Hulk? Because
I really like She-Hulk.
You'd say it.
I like how they brought in Daredevil. I thought that was quite.
I love that. I loved it because Daredevil is possibly.
I love how they've kept what's the actor?
Charlie someone.
I love how they've kept him as Daredevil because he was great in the TV show.
He was great.
And they had Abomination as well, didn't they? That was good.
Yeah, that was.
I quite enjoyed that because they kept the actor the same for that one as well, didn't they?
Yeah, because Marvel been very clever with certain bits like that, because that looks awful. No offense. What looks awful? Don't know what that is. So when the Abomination showed up, and we started to get Wong and other kind of characters, it was sort of like what WandaVision done. And like at the start of the MCU, I remember the ones that weren't well received was like the two older, like Iron Man 2 and 3, Thor Dark World, and Ultron Age of Ultron, Avengers Age of Ultron. And they were the ones that were kind of like, really down on. Which, with the power of hindsight, when we look back on them now, they're actually where they might have been at the lower level of Marvel. They're actually now being raised to a higher level.
I really enjoy those films now. Well, I did before actually. As I said, in my opinion, I didn't see what people initially saw wrong with those films. I really enjoyed them.
Right. Okay. So She-Hulk. Some people are saying. So Stefan, I get you now. So Stefan's saying She-Hulk looked awful. I get where you're coming from. Little Giant, has got Loki in number 1, Falcon, and Winter Soldier in 2, and Hawkeye in top 3. I've got to say, well, we're going to move on to some of the others, but I'm not too far off. She-Hulk looks awful.
In my
I think
opinion,
for me, Falcon and Winter Soldier wouldn't be in the top 3, but Loki's definitely top 1, and Hawkeye is maybe 2 for me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We've got a similar. Yeah.
For me,
David Walker says, "Good to see you all back. Thank you,
hey.
David. Hope you're keeping well."
I thought She-Hulk.
Thank you for hitting. Whoever hit the like, thank you for hitting the like. Let me, thank you. I should probably remind. Yeah, sorry, Olive. I cut you off. Go on, boy.
Oh yeah. I thought She-Hulk. There was some parts of it that I quite enjoyed. Like I like seeing the characters come. Some of the characters come in. There were parts of it that when I was watching it, I thought were a little bit like not quite right.
What, like Megan Thee Stallion and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, but also it's like she very, very easy. It's just she very easy was able to take out the Hulk. I don't know if that was because it was Professor Hulk or like.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's like.
I mean, I remember that one of the I can't remember which comic book it's from. We've got it on the shelf in the living room, and she's helping with crowd control, and she starts hitting the floor a little bit, and like people are like, whoa, and start freaking out. And she goes, well, you just be grateful that wasn't the Hulk, because if he does it, and she gives them an idea of the difference of the power.
Like just curve. The MCU can sometimes mix up power sets and
too much.
Yeah,
but they've done that a lot with
Hulk,
just as the Hulk by himself. That character has been all over the place.
They've massive. I mean, to be fair, everything.
It changes every film.
Yeah.
If you look at the comics, pretty much every character is more OP and can solo an army by themselves in the comics.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
Yeah, of course. I think it must be difficult for them, because if you think about giving a group a problem, and you've got somebody like Hulk,
who can just
ultimately you've got a tool that can use strength to overwhelm nearly anything, right?
Yeah.
So what they've got to do for me is be more effective at not including that person in the problem. So Planet Hulk, when the writers done Planet Hulk, they could have gone on with a load of stuff where they haven't got strength to rely on, because although they've got other strong heroes, Hulk's out of the way. Did you see what I mean? It was kind of like in Endgame, where Doctor Strange is sidelined because he's holding back that tsunami of water. It's finding things like that. That's kind of,
so they don't just get it all done.
Well, yeah, because before that, in Endgame we saw Doctor Strange just tearing up the army, just sucked a whole bunch of them into the ground.
Yeah. Oh, Fast and Furious. Stefan, we're going to keep on brand, because Fast and Furious is not really my thing, but it wouldn't surprise.
I actually watched any of the films.
So we're going to stick to talking about the shows. But Robert Downey Jr. is absolutely awesome. Best MCU. We'll come back to that towards the end. David, I'm with you, except for
I didn't vibe
with that. Luke Cage. I kind of got a bit with. Iron Fist, I didn't vibe that well with either. Jessica Jones was fine. I quite enjoyed that. The Daredevil was still.
Daredevil was brilliant.
Yeah, it was. And so was, I like the Punisher series. And then the Defenders. I thought the Defenders, where they all came together, was pretty good as well. So definitely, I think it's got some really good shows.
I think I'd say my favorite show would be Loki, like over all of them, including Daredevil. And that wasn't.
Oh well, we're moving on. We're moving on. We're going to move on. So overall, Rose, you enjoyed She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's what it's all about. It's not that it's different horses for different courses, isn't it? It's kind of your choice. It doesn't make you wrong or right or anything like that. It's your opinion, which you're entitled to.
Mm-hmm.
I did like seeing Wong. I like that dynamic.
You keep popping up.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
So, a question for you both. We've got stuff like the X-Men. We've got stuff like the Fantastic Four. Sometimes you've got something that is so big that a film can't necessarily do it justice.
Yeah.
And I think we're at the stage with the MCU that maybe origin films doesn't always push the narrative forward. Would you introduce some of these characters in their own TV show leading in?
I think what they've done with some because if you look at Hawkeye and Loki, I'm aware of the fact that a lot of people already liked those characters quite a lot.
Right.
But then it was also like they weren't considered main characters, and the character development that they achieved through the TV shows, it's like people really got to like know those characters a lot better, and they did that really well.
Yeah.
And I feel like they did the same for WandaVision. You got to know the story behind the characters, like even more so, like even though you already kind of knew them, you just know them even better.
Yeah. Okay, so we're on to now Ms. Marvel. Where are you with the Ms. Marvel?
I enjoyed that.
I've seen a couple episodes. I didn't finish it.
Right. Okay.
I think it was it was a different style, but I enjoyed it.
Good. I think what Corpse said about I don't think I'm the target audience for She-Hulk, to be honest. I think that's probably She-Hulk and Ms. Marvel. I think that was aimed at a certain demographic. Whereas would you say the early MCU films, do you feel that was aimed at men, or do you feel that was targeted at an audience, maybe comic book fans?
I find it difficult with that sort of stuff because I just enjoy all of it.
Right.
Like I started watching the first Marvel movie I ever watched was Avengers 1.
I watched that again the other day.
And I really, really enjoyed it. And then I went back and watched the ones that had already come out. And then I just carried on watching them as they came out every single time. And I enjoyed it from the beginning. Right. And I guess the new... I don't know. I don't know if the new shows are targeting a more female demographic or if they're trying to get a younger demographic, because I don't know. But personally, I enjoyed it from the beginning.
I think it might be Disney overthinking a situation. So if they're looking at audience data is going to be limited because it depends. Like I might buy a ticket for you, Mum and Oliver, to go and see a film, and that should be 2 women and a male. But it was a male that brought the ticket, so how would they know who attended? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like sometimes when you get this data, but they might see, maybe they saw the MCU skewing heavily male. I was like, you know what? 50% of the planet is female. Let's go get them. Not realizing that maybe 51%. Okay. So maybe it was kind of a case of they looked at that and then they was kind of like, well, let's go get those, not realizing they've probably got all the females they're going to get already.
Yeah.
And that if you have to make what's that film with Reese Witherspoon?
Who?
Legally Blonde. Legally Blonde. If you have to make a Legally Blonde version of MCU to attract that viewer, maybe you're not going to. You've crawled out of Did you get where I'm coming from? I think it's a marketing issue. I think maybe, or overthinking. I don't know, but there is nothing wrong with creating a Ms. Marvel or a She-Hulk, because why shouldn't you feel like Marvel's making content for you? I think the Marvel's problem is that all of these are part of a phase. So we've got phase 1 to phase 5 so far, and this is all of a story moving forward, right? Rather than just cutting things loose, why do they all have to be tied together? If people are making a Ms. Marvel and there's millions of people tuning into it and it doesn't have anything, but it's got 2 million people tuning into it, because Ms. Marvel has a viewership issue. And so it's got millions of people tuning in, like 2 million people, but the MCU main have got like 50 million people tuning into it. But if you cut it free of the MCU and you're happy to produce a show that's going to get 2 million people, then those people are getting their superhero fix, and that's the sort of content they like to consume. And it's free from. Do you see where I'm coming from? You don't have to lump everything to the same story narrative. Sometimes you can break it apart, and maybe if they broke it apart with your She-Hulks and your Ms. Marvels, and you can still be existing in that universe and everything else, but it isn't tied to this integral part of the phase moving forward. I don't know. Does that make any sense? What do you think?
Well, I think, but the whole thing that they did tie it to it is so that they could bring her in for the Marvels, for that film that came out.
Yeah.
So I do get why they did it.
Okay. I think I think they've got. Oh, I just done something really weird. I'm pressing buttons and it all went kind of strange then. Let's go through it because I just said, let's see. Is this video about Disney Plus shows? It's about the Marvel shows. Yes, it is. We're focusing on the TV stuff that we've viewed since we've been away, and we're playing a catch up, and then we're going to be discussing other Marvel stuff going forward. Miss Marvel I quite enjoyed, a bit childish at times, but I like the history and the culture bits. Completely agree with that, Corpse. Yeah. It had a great heart and soul, is what I would say. I like the fact that Kamala Khan,
superhero fan.
Yeah, and she's a fan of this, that, and the other. I get that, and I do want there to be content for everybody. So I think there's got to be a understanding on the audience's part sometimes, just like with anything else. If you're not the target audience particularly, well, you don't need to get all crappy about it. Kind of, maybe you're not going to watch it. Maybe it's not for you. You're not going to consume it. It's like Star Wars. There's some of those shows that are for real youngsters. I'm not going to sit there and watch them.
No, but you're not going to then start complaining about it online.
There we go. Avengers 1 is great, Stefan said. So phase 1 was more aimed at comics book fans. I would agree with that, David. I felt like that was kind of people make it a bit like where Dave Filoni was with Star Wars. I'm making content for the people that love it. And so I don't care.
That's how it should be.
Right. I don't care if you're black, white, pink, or purple. I don't care which god you pray to. I don't care what your sexual identity is. I don't care your age, your sex, anything like that. If you like comic books, you're going to love this. Does that make sense?
That's how it should be that's what Marvel's attitude should be.
I do understand there being people that are wanting to be represented, feeling marginalized in society, and wanting to see a reflection of them. I get all of that. I do. But there has to be that a morally unambiguous company like Disney don't get to lecture people either. Does that make sense? If for me, it's kind of a case of just concentrate on doing good content in that area that's going to be true to the characters that you're portraying. I don't know. I don't want to. A good story will be liked by almost everyone, so target audience is an excuse for bad reviews or general dislike, in my opinion. I feel like some of the shows we've not so much Kamala Khan, because I felt that was well acted. What did you guys think?
I think it was really well acted.
I do,
and I think like about it being childish, I thought that was. I mean, you can tell it's intentional because the whole point is she
it's
is
the
a child.
vibe. Of course, I get
It's
it.
like,
of course,
like she's in high school and like quite. I feel like she's a young actress. I'm not actually sure how old she is, but
I think she is as well.
She acted it really well.
Yeah,
I
of
think.
course. She felt very authentic.
And the supporting actors as well.
Absolutely.
I thought that was all really well cast.
Completely. She felt very, very authentic. And yeah, I've got no problem. I've got no problem with Miss Marvel. I sat there, I watched it, and it was like, yeah, okay. I was entertained. I wouldn't say I loved it. I wouldn't say I hated it because I didn't. I've got to say, out of the Marvels, she's my favorite. I prefer her to Captain Marvel, personally. But I thought, 100%. So what did we get here? One of the best channels on YouTube. Oh, thank you, Stefan, very much.
Thank you.
Stephen Collins, happy Easter. Been a while. Hello there, sir.
Happy
How are
Easter.
you? And happy Easter to everybody. Winston Niles. Hello, sir. How are you? And how have you all been? We've been very well, thank you. We hope you are keeping well. Okay, ready for the next one?
Yes.
WandaVision.
I liked this one.
Okay.
I know that the main criticism is that it was slow, but I saw that more as suspenseful because it didn't get into it straight away, but it was building up to something, and it was like you were left questioning, because I remember we were watching it when it was like one episode a week or something, and when like a little bit like something went wrong in the matrix that she made, like it was a little bit confusing because at first you're like, what are we watching, like what's going to happen here, and it slowly got revealed. I quite like that because it was building suspense rather than I know a lot of people were saying this is really slow, it was really boring, just skip a couple of episodes ahead. I quite enjoyed the build up to it, and I quite like going through the different like sort of decades. I thought that was quite an interesting way of doing it.
Yeah. Which was her the inspiration from what she watched as a kid, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Ollie, I cut you off. What did you say?
I'd say it makes you want to watch the next episode.
Yeah, it did. It was always like a cliffhanger, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed WandaVision. It was slow. There were some bits. I just thought I've forgotten the actress's name.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Very well done, Ollie. I thought she was tremendous.
Yeah.
She was absolutely tremendous. The different styles of TV show that they pulled off and she pulled off was very true to the times that she was portraying. You know, it was just like from I Love Lucy and Bewitched sort of feel to kind of Happy Days to whatever it was. It was just like these segments of TV making genres at that time, and I thought, I'm telling the story the whole time. I thought it was extremely well done, and it took.
And I like Darcy being in it.
Yes, because that's it. They took.
I love Darcy.
Who was the? They took the agent from Ant-Man.
Yeah.
They took Darcy from Thor. They took Monica Rambeau from.
That's it.
Monica Rambeau
from the Marvels. These ones that people may have moaned about, and they said, "Right, we're going to take these and put them in," and it was really well done. Really well done. Loved WandaVision. Such a unique concept. Cried when Vision had to leave once again. Good music too. It was. But it was Agatha all along. Yes, it was. It was brilliant, wasn't it? I loved that bit.
Winston's comment there. I like that. Yeah, it was really cool. For Halloween, they dressed up as their comic book.
Right. And then when we got X-Men First Class.
The different. Yeah,
that was brilliant. I was like, ooh, how, what, why, when, you know, all of that.
Quicksilver,
they've still left the question of what happened to the White Vision unanswered.
Yes.
Because
I wonder if they're actually going to go back to that.
They unlocked all his memories, so he remembered everything that up to the point where he died, and he flew off.
Yeah. Oh no, I've remembered who you are. I'm gone.
hang on, I understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't it? Thanks for that. Thank you. So, WandaVision, I think that was a hit for our household, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because I did. Yeah. I know there was there was moaning, but you can't, as we said before, can't please everybody.
No.
I thought that was fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Are you ready to move on?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. Moon Knight.
I really like this one.
I thought this was good. Yeah.
Yeah. And I wasn't expecting to, because it was a completely new character.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to like it, but I really did.
Same Winston. I am as well. Can't wait. Yeah, Moon Knight. What did you love about it, Rose?
I think it was really, really well acted.
Yeah.
And I liked the ancient Egyptian.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really cool theme to add in.
Yeah. The guy that was, forgotten what the god was called. Khonshu. Was it Khonshu?
Khonshu.
Was that it? Am I making that up?
Yeah.
He sounded a lot like Venom to me when he was.
He
had that sort of. Do you know what I mean? It was that sort of. Yeah.
You know what? I thought was really cool. I thought it was quite. You know how he has his normal self, and then he has the alternate personality of Moon Knight.
Yeah, but you're gonna say about the suit, right?
Yeah, the how he suits up.
Yeah,
that's
brilliant.
So cool.
Yeah, I love that 100%. Oh, that was one of the things that I liked most as well. When he was Mark, or when he was the different one, the suits were really different, and it was just like, that's
like
great.
One of them's all like he's got like a nice suit on, and then the other one's got like
and then there's a superhero suit.
Yeah.
And he's wearing like a waistcoat and some nice gloves.
Oscar Isaac was another brilliant one. I thought he acted extremely well in that one.
Yeah.
You also, I quite liked how you had Mark and what's his normal Stephen. That's it. You had Stephen and Mark, and then they found out that there might be someone else in there with them.
Yeah, I know.
That was.
I didn't do this. I didn't do that, and it was just like, okay, all right, okay, yeah. Oscar Isaac was brilliant. I know. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was one of those I had very little expectation. I wasn't kind of eager to see it, and then I was just like, do you know what? And each time it was like, oh, okay, on to the next one.
Yeah.
And it was just, the whole show. I just found it entertaining. Cool. Okay, that one was a big thumbs up for us then, that one.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. What was next?
I really liked this one. I really liked this one. I loved how it showed the wear and tear that being an Avenger had on a normal guy.
Yeah.
Right.
And the emotions he held when he saw the sign and he saw the play. It's like he didn't have his team anymore.
God awful blooming theatre
Avengers,
play. Yeah.
The musical.
Yeah.
And you see like the effects that it has on just a normal guy. And I thought that was really good. And also when he's looking at the sign, it's like he's just missing his team. It's
I liked the way that his wife was so understanding.
Yeah.
You know, he's still trying to balance being what he does and a father.
Yeah.
I thought that was when he's having to say, I'm not going to be there, and the heartbreak.
Yeah.
From a parent point of view, the fact that he's lost his hearing, you know, it's kind of it just had a lovely heart to it, this one, for me. I loved Yelena and Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
Kate Bishop.
I was about to say Yelena was one of my favorite characters.
So well. She did really well.
They just them as their own show.
Yeah.
Would be really strong. I know they're going to be in some sort of Young Avenger thing or whatever, but yes,
both Yelena and Yelena's awesome. I love her. She's so funny.
So Corp says, as a fan of Egypt and archaeology, this was an instant hit for me. Oscar Isaac was awesome, and some emotional punches throughout. Yeah, it was brilliant. And then Nick Winston was saying, I bet you are, Nick. You're like the anti-heroes. Absolutely. Oscar Isaac's acting performance was top tier. It really was. He was good. Will play Solid Snake. Oh, will he? It's rumored. Okay. Some of them, if you're gone off topic, Stefan, I won't bring them up because we're staying on topic, as it were. Hawkeye was fun. Villains were meh for me, but the show had character. Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it.
I did.
I liked finding out more about what happened during those 5 years when he just went ultra dark because he lost everything he
when
loved.
He was the Ronin. Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
he's saying you can't be wearing this because of the enemies I made.
Right. So the Echo, she was the baddie in that. Do you remember the girl that couldn't hear?
I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen that yet either. Yeah. Has anybody in chat seen Echo yet? Let me just quickly do a goggle on it. 1 second. See, Rotten Tomatoes. Let's have a look. 61% on the audience score. I always go on the audience score. I never ever go via the critic score, because the critics are just either paid shills or they've got an agenda. So I never do. I always look at the audience score, and it's annoying that they always show the rating as the critic score for me. So 61% for the average audience. Okay. I might give the first episode a go and see where we get on with that one.
Yeah.
But I wasn't blown away enough to kind of want to follow that character. So David Walker says Yelena is supposedly in Thunderbolts. That will be good.
Oh wait, no, she is. I saw that the other day. There was promo for it.
Because that's am I right? That's the one with Red Hulk and Harrison Ford as Red Hulk.
Oh really?
Yeah, because
he's replaced
William Hurt, hasn't he?
Right.
So he's going to be Thunderbolt Ross.
That's cool.
So yeah. Stephen Collins has said, I've been okay, thanks. I've been busy going around UK because of the voice sector. So it's been difficult, but really fun. That is very cool. Shout yourself
voice
up.
Actor.
Let us know. Yeah, let us know if you've done any bits. Little Giant says, haven't you noticed in the Avenger movies, whenever they had Hawkeye was in them, the Avengers won
Lucky Charm,
Age of an Endgame. Yeah.
You know, Captain America's side won in Civil War as well, and they had Hawkeye.
Have a great day, Stefan. Yeah. Cap and Iron Man. Do you think we're going to have that moment?
I really hope we do. They're two of my favorite characters in the MCU.
What, get brought back? I wish
think
that was a yes, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I would
love for it to happen.
I know that Marvel.
You're gone.
I know that Marvel are conflicting with the fact that bringing them back would be obviously a big hit for them, but then also would it ruin the magic of Endgame of losing the two?
That's the thing. Then when you go back to watch the movies, it'd be oh yeah, it's sad, but they come back.
I think what they will do is use the multiverse to borrow them. Because it could be Tony from a different, and so they could borrow them, and they could turn up. Yeah. Because I still think that line in Endgame where Tony turned around and he said, "Oh, that's the thing with time. When you mess with it, it messes back." And that's experience. That's kind of something's happened for him to say that. So I just think there's something there. I do. I don't think we're done with that.
You could be talking about Thanos when they walk out and they see him sat there. But then it's like, yeah, you never know.
No, I don't think it was.
But he does say, when you mess with time, it tends to mess back. You'll see, and then they walk out and they see Thanos sat there.
Stephen, that's always the way, buddy. Always the way. I've never I've never been into watching Marvel movies, but now I have a girlfriend. She makes me watch them with her, so I kind of have to. That's just par for the course, my friend. Having a multiverse is a good way to bring back actors. So, did we have the same thought at the same time, Corpse? Because of how much the recent stuff has struggled, it wouldn't surprise it to see. This is where I am with it. I feel like they need to re-inject and kind of course correct.
I don't want them to ruin it though, because Thor. Thor is, again, he's one of my favorite characters. I really like Thor. I think he's a brilliant character.
Sorry, people, I've got Easter egg here.
And Thor 1 and 2. I know some people didn't like number 2, but I did. I like those two. Ragnarok was good. I like Ragnarok. And Infinity War was my perfect version of Thor, where he can have that comic relief that they want, but then he's still that warrior on the battlefield that he is. And then in the Thor Love and Thunder, they just lost that. It's like
it was so bad.
It was so bad,
Like,
and they ruined that character for me.
Yeah,
the costume looked terrible. I didn't like his new armor. This is my personal opinion.
I feel, the actor, not the actor, the director.
Hemsworth?
No,
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi. He is a very, very funny guy, and I like his humor. But he's in danger of becoming Adam Sandler of the director world. Adam Sandler tells us
too much the same.
Usually tells us one movie. You know, it's like Tom Cruise. American Rich Hall, was it? Who said, you know, Tom Cruise, you know, he was a bartender, possibly the best bartender, had a crisis of faith, met a beautiful woman, became the best bartender in the world, and that's cocktails. And then it's like he was a sports
he was a pilot. He had a crisis of faith.
The pilot. Yeah, exactly. All of that. And then sports, what is it when they look at the guys?
Commentator.
No. Representative of the sportsman. To do with transfers and things. Ollie?
Huh?
Agent. Sports agent. How did I not get that in my head? Sports agent. And it's the same thing. And it's a bit like that with Taika Waititi. And I feel like sometimes, as creative and brilliant as he can be, sometimes you need to put a lid on that as well. And he had taken that too far for me with Thor. I felt
David Walker's just said, where Ragnarok had a good balance. I agree with that. I think Ragnarok was really even with the action and the seriousness and the humor. It didn't go too far for me. But Love and Thunder was too far over the line. It's too much of a comedy and wasn't really serious enough. Plus, they killed off the bad guy in that same movie, and I felt like he could have been stretched a bit longer.
They also killed off Jane.
Wolf in the House.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jane. That. Well, yeah, because she's got... I mean, that is a part of the character arc for
Thor
Jane.
has now lost everyone, though.
Literally everyone.
Thor doesn't have anyone left.
Almost Fab Four, but not quite. Yeah, I agree with that. And I like the Shakespearean style of Thor, to be honest, in Thor 1 and 2. There is that to it. I feel like even though it was funny seeing Thor kind of to begin with mimic modern day people, after living for 1,500 years, would he be that quick to adopt our ways? I'm not so sure. Because there's also that humor as well. Because Liam
Hemsworth.
Chris
Hemsworth, sorry, that's his brother. Because Chris Hemsworth is such a good comedic, he is very good at comedy. Doesn't mean there's a different sort of humor where you could have gone that maybe Thor was a bit too stiff. You know, a bit like Drax. It won't go over my head. I'm too fast. I'll catch it. You know.
Well, I thought actually even the comedic elements in Thor 2, which used to be notorious, but I actually quite liked it. The comedic elements of that was actually quite well acted. It it wasn't to the point where it made it like a comedic film, but it did have funny moments where
where he's on the underground getting back to the battle.
Yeah.
Or like when he's flying with Loki in the ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're flying away. It's
absolutely.
Yeah, no, there was. Yeah, and in Infinity War, even if they want to go like that kind of humor, that was the perfect balance, because he on the battle is just, he is still like a tactically and
he tactically
when
he
it comes and when it comes to being a warrior, he's just so superior, and he still needs that element.
Yeah.
Thor 4 was just, it was
that wasn't it.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, even when it wasn't even just with Thor, it's like the actual story, like when you had like a group of kids with enchanted teddy bears running into this little battle in the cave. It's like, that was not that was goofy. It wasn't.
Sorry, with that comment there, it's just like Oliver's looking over the wall. Look, his nose is just poking over the top of the comment. Have you got it like that for you, Rhodes? Does it show like that? Okay, there he is. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, no, I feel like I'm really interested to see what Deadpool actually does to start the course correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was as well. I can't remember. It's been a while.
Fair enough.
Oh, well, listen, Stephen, if you like it, you like it. Nick, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
That is extremely
very
kind.
much.
Thank you very much.
That is very kind.
They've
that would have been.
They should have brought in Peter Mayfield as well.
Or they should have kept with as Guardians of the Galaxy. That would have been brilliant.
But do you remember it was in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and it was in the very beginning bit where he was dancing, and there's like a Beta Ray Bill skull in the background, and everyone was like, "Oh, they're gonna bring him in," and they just never revisited that. Everyone thought it was an Easter egg, but I think, I don't know if they just did it by chance and by accident, but I thought that was going to happen ages ago.
Yeah, brilliant bit. Fun parts with Kat Dennis Smith, but yes, of course, I remember that as she was having a kiss, and it's kind of. So, Wolf said, what's supposed to be "you awesome trio"? Silly autocorrect.
Thank you very much.
Somehow, I still read that the same way. So even though it wasn't what you meant, I still read it that way. So, Nick, Rose, and Ollie, happy Easter! Happy Easter to everybody, basically. God bless everybody. Okay, on to the next one. Sorry, I think this is our last one. The number one show.
My favourite.
Without a doubt.
Both seasons.
I'm with you. Firstborn, I'm with you.
Oh, what a show. This is brilliant. I love this one. I could watch this at any point.
Do you know what? It's the rewatchability. I've got to say, that's where I was looking at these, because I put them in some sort of loose order. And I was like, if you said to me right now, after the stream, Dad, do you want a cup of tea? I'd say, yes, I do. And if you said, Dad, do you want to watch Hawkeye? I'd say, yeah, go on then. Let's stick it on. And if you said, do you want to watch Loki? Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And that's the end of my story. That's it. I just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah.
It's true.
I thought they did really well with both seasons. And what I found really interesting was how they went so much further with his powers, like with his abilities and with the magic that he has. Like, I know that he learned the enchanting from
Sylvie.
And I thought that was really cool. But also the powers that he had by himself, like in the second season with like where he made more of himself. Obviously we've seen him do that before, but it was like more.
Yeah.
And with the shadows and with all of like the mind tricks and that, I thought that was very, very cool.
Can I just say the greatest thing on Loki
I think
that Marvel struggle with? Character arc.
Yeah.
We've got a proper story arc with a character that actually Loki is one of my favorites right now.
Yeah, he is for
me.
I mean, I already loved him, but this really.
I mean, he was great as a villain in Avengers 1. I thought he was a really good villain in that, and then slowly became more of an anti-hero, and then now, I thought.
I mean, I would say he still is an anti-hero, but he's a good guy
to some extent. But yeah,
I really like Loki.
I know that he's got that god of mischief. He's always been that sort of Marvel bad guy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the anti-hero sort of, but I do like Loki the way where they've got him. The Owen Wilson character. What was the Owen Wilson character? Morpheus? No, Mobius.
Oh,
Morpheus
so
is the Matrix.
I love Mobius.
Yeah. I find Miss Minutes absolutely freaky. That animation. She is disturbing.
TV Gold is Loki, Mobius, and Ouroboros on the same.
Ouroboros is just brilliant. So I'm just going to catch up with a couple of comments. So we've done the Cat Dennings bit. So I heard rumors that Disney are trying to force into the final. Beta Bay Way Bill would have been absolute menace. It would have been brilliant. Before there was on the statue, I noticed.
If you search up Thor Ragnarok Sakar statues, he's literally there.
Yeah. He's got Corpse has got here. Loki was epic story, music, acting, creative 2 sets.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it was.
I love the music. So good.
Yeah, it is.
Very dramatic.
I have nothing bad to say. Sylvie was much better in season 2. I agree. She was which was my only gripe in season 1. I felt like she got a lot better in season 2. She was fine for me in season 1, to be honest, but a lot better. Speaking of the Matrix, days of 25. Oh wow. Imagine having Miss Minutes alarm.
No, thanks.
I actually painted.
You did. You did paint a clock like it. It was very good.
Another thing that I really liked was the episode where Loki was he was pruned and he went into the void.
Yeah.
And met all the various.
The
that was very, very cool. Like with the
the crocodile Loki.
Yeah. The crocodile,
yeah. I just felt
so many. Sorry. Yeah.
Go. No. Go.
Oh, I was gonna say there's so many like Easter eggs to other areas of Marvel, even back in the comics. Like there was the Thanos helicopter, and there was like Thor in a jar, like as they were going down underground. There was just all sorts, and like the Avengers A was in it as well, wasn't it?
There was so many Easter eggs.
There was just everywhere. There was like nods to other parts, and I just thought that was really cool. What were you going to say?
Corpse is just saying hi. Oh no, I was waving at Corpse. I was saying bye to Corpse.
Oh,
he's saying he's got to go. I'm here. Thank you for stopping by, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
Go on.
Yeah, I also liked it how our Loki was like, why do you let this child, boss you around? And they're like, he's the only one who managed to kill Thor.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah. He's like, okay, all right, fair enough. The whole Loki, the Ouroboros. Is there gonna? No, it was it, wasn't it? That's all we're getting. We're only getting 2 series.
Yeah.
I found the second one really, like, I got really choked up at parts as well. Like, I found it really emotional at times.
Well, I think it was a bit like it kicked off the first series like that when he saw his life being played back and that realization and all the rest of it. Yeah, I know what you mean. It really did. You felt for him at times because he's always on the losing.
Yeah.
Am I born to be the loser?
Yeah.
Yeah. Classic Loki in the Void was MVP.
That was very, very cool.
That was awesome. Yeah, but now Loki is at the center of the tree holding everything together.
Technically, he's what we've got with Anakin, right? Anakin being in the world between worlds, technically directing the Force and all the rest of it. That's now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time flows through Loki.
And you never know, things might happen just because he's decided for it to be that way, because he still is the god of mischief. So he has his moments.
Imagine if I remember someone saying, could you imagine if Thor could see him now? Like the pride he would have as his brother, because he was always saying like, because the Loki from Infinity War, he was going on down that path anyway, that kind of anti-hero, because you saw it at the end just before he got killed. He looked at Thor and he was like, I'm Loki, Odin's son.
Yeah.
And then he tried to take on Thanos.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was destined down that path anyway.
Yeah. That's the pup. She's decided to come in and play with me.
It's that time of the evening.
It's that time of the evening. Well, I've just seen that we have just gone past the hour mark. So it's kind of like where we want to be with that. I feel like we've caught up. There are some other shows that
we timed that quite well, didn't we?
We did, didn't we? Let me just quickly, because there are
that
some
Bad Wolves
others.
comment. Time flows through Loki. It's cool. I'd even go as far as saying it's rather low key.
So I don't know what that is. Yeah, there's Echo. I thought there was another show that is kind of. Does anybody know anything about Hellstrom? I missed that altogether, but that's listed as one of the Disney Pluses. Don't know anything about that one. And then there's the What Ifs. Of course, X-Men 97, which I've just started, which has started strong, actually. Which is the classic animation. So
yeah, that I remember. I saw that, and it looked like my old cartoons I used to watch when I was younger, and those are awesome.
I remember those.
Do you know what?
For me,
Sorry, Little Giant. Imagine Loki makes a cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine caused by the CGI involvement. Cool. That would be cool, but I'd quite like to see.
Surprised.
I'd quite like to see Deadpool and Venom.
Yeah, that'd be so funny.
I actually want to see more of Venom. I think.
I love Venom's
really
humor.
Good character.
That's so funny. Pile of bodies, pile of heads.
Pile of heads. I knew you was going to do that. Yeah, it'll be like a turd floating in the wind. Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, right. I love his humor. But for the what ifs, just quickly, I enjoyed them. I did enjoy them, but I feel like they've leaked what they might the what ifs for like the next season. They are not asking the right questions.
You feel like they're kind of not the what ifs you want.
Yeah, there are some much better questions and what ifs they could be doing. Like I've seen some Marvel fan suggestions, and they're so much cooler than what Marvel have suggested.
That's always going to be the case.
I mean, it was like I'd said before with Star Wars, for instance, that the fans were coming up with better content than what Star Wars was, and that was the biggest problem, because they were taking so long to the blasted dog. Puppy, what is the matter with you? Because they were taking so long to produce content, the fan theories had taken over and had created a better narrative. Then by the time the content came out, everybody was like, that's not as good as what I was reading on the internet. And that was a slight issue. And I think that can be that way with Marvel. Right, guys, I feel like we've done well with that. Going through the TV bits. There was something, there was a few questions earlier that what was it? I think one was, who is your favorite MCU actor?
Got to say
best MCU actor. Sorry, say that again.
You can't. I was gonna say RDJ. You can't replace him as Iron Man. It just wouldn't be the same. But at the same time, I would say Tom Hiddleston as Loki is very well casted. I think he acts that really well.
There's quite a few actors that I would class as not recastable. Like in the sense, I know you can get them from other universes, but I mean, like in the sense that would they live up to the expectations of? Like for me, I'm sure there's other people who could do it very well, but nobody will live up to the standards of what RDJ set for Iron Man. For me,
yeah, obviously RDJ, I would say as Robert Downey Jr., he is Tony Stark, you know, Willie. Yeah, without a doubt. I do. There's not many that are in that bracket for me, though. I do agree, Loki. But I could go for a lot of the others. I could go with a new actor and not be too. Because James Bond does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like. It's not relevant, but I really like Daniel Craig's James Bond. I watched all the films recently.
David.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. You thought?
No. I just thought they were good.
David Walker, the real Grand Admiral Thrawn trilogy would have been a better 7, 8, 9. I agree, but also I wanted to use Bong.
That would have been the Thrawn trilogy would have been so good because then 10, 11, 12 could be the Yusong Bong.
That's true.
If the Rebels teamed up with Thrawn, that would be awesome. That'd be so cool.
Yep. Yeah. Teamed up. Sorry, say that again. Teamed up with
Thrawn and
no, because he dies at the end of the Thrawn trilogy.
Huh?
Oh, you haven't got that. Oh, darn it. Sorry, son. I forgot that. Okay, and on that bombshell. Yes. The Jedi Academy would have been if we're doing expanded universe, you're right, David. Yeah. Wolf says, Ollie, it sounds like you're feeling better.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Thank you.
Right, guys, thank you for being with us. We will be back with Marvel again. I'm not too sure which one we're going to be on that. Sorry, sorry. What sort of English is that? You can tell I'm getting punchy. We will be back with Marvel in the week, possibly. I know that me and Ollie are going to be doing another Star Wars, and we are talking about moments, music, and which trilogy is the best trilogy, right?
Yes.
So I think we're doing that Wednesday. So Marvel will be either later this week or the beginning of next. So we will see. Rose, thank you for being with us. Lovely and beautiful as ever. And Ollie, always a pleasure, my boy.
Yeah. Well, I am holding this thing together.
It's nice to see Arsenal drop to second. Well, hey, I thought we'd done well. We picked up a point. I'm very pleased, actually. Sounds great. Looks forward to it. Opposite. And then we've got, thank you for the stream, y'all. Have a blessed week. Stay frosty. You too, my friend. Yes, thank you for being with us, guys. And we will be back with Star Wars. So, yes, trilogy debate. You bring it on, boy. I know who I'm going to be arguing for. Have you already got a trilogy which set in mind?
I do. Yes.
Okay. Right. Take care.
Yes.
Bye for now. Stay happy and healthy, everybody.